Hi, good morning, dear friends. For Anne Gregory, a wonderful poem, perhaps a last thing to learn in this very book. Now, let me also remind you, dear friends, that it is not after chapter 11th, but if you know, after chapter 10, Sermon at Banaras, we have this very poem, okay, for Anne Gregory. Now, who is actually the author of? Let us read down below. William Butler Yeats, from 1865 1939, was an Irish nationalist. What do you understand by nationalist? Dear friends, it is the one who has a blend of patriotism and would stand for the nation's value. Okay? Yes. He was educated in London and in Dublin and was interested in folklore and mythology. Okay? Now, folk is rural folk, and that's what, dear friends, in the aboriginal area, what we had really is the emerging, or which has already emerged, that particular local culture. And mythology, you perhaps heard about it. It is something that the people, okay, have transmitted over the generations after generations, a particular story or about the culture. He won the Nobel Prize of Literature, for literature in 1923. What is the poem? What is the central idea of the poem? Okay. Let me first read what the text is showing us. This poem is a conversation between a young man and a young woman. What are they arguing about? Now, just take for an example, dear friends, both young men and women, man and woman, what happens is, they have a lot of contradictory things to share. Perhaps they have different viewpoints, and at the same time, they will have always to praise themselves. They may not like the other gender, the other person appreciation. And that's what, dear friends, we are facing in this poem. They are arguing, actually. They don't have a healthy conversation. Perhaps it must be leading to a particular derivation. You may have something to understand after the completion of the poem, but at the same time, dear friends, we do not know what exactly they are arguing. Let me not anticipate anything. So the central idea of the poem, let me read from the explanations point of view that I already have. The poem for Anne Gregory by William Butler Yeats is about the perceptions of love by different people. What is perception, dear friends? It is to perceive, it is to see, it is to experience. How you have your own viewpoint created for the feeling, for the sentiment called love. Everyone has received love in different formations from different people in different ways, and thus love experienced by different people has been given here. The poem is in form of a dialogue between two people, Anne Gregory and another speaker. Dear friends, we have not been told who that another speaker yet is, whose identity has not been made clear by the poet. Perhaps it can also, let me tell you one more insight, dear friends. There's a possibility that another speaker is the society, that another speaker is your own mind, that another speaker is your own views and viewpoint that you have created by and large, the society's reaction that has come, whose identity has not been made clear by the poet. Therefore, it could be anyone, Anne's lover or friend. Now, here the derivation has come to a point. Either it can be a lover or friend, but perhaps very much intimately connected, because there's a topic, there's a point to be arguing about, or a poem, or the poet himself. You see, as I said, sometimes we have the notion of creating our own thoughts. Who will think what about me? And this is what, my dear friends, from that perspective, if you try to look at the poem, you may always feel that there is someone who is giving us this note. The poem shows the true nature of humans, as they are always carried away by the outer beauty, which is insignificant. Outer beauty is insignificant. That's the brutal truth. But dear friends, we are overwhelmed, attracted. We are wonderstruck just at looking at the outer beauty. So the poem shows the true nature of humans. You see, true nature is something different, that is innate, that is something that you are born with, and what is artificiality that is shown outside, and always carried by the outer beauty, which is insignificant, and never pay attention to the true nature of the person. Perhaps the poem is about judging a person from two different perspectives, looking at the person from his inner values, looking at the person from his external appearance. Dear friends, there are stanzas in front of you which talks about the hopelessness, the despair, ramparts, lock of hair around ears. What is that rampart? It has been given there. Okay. The first stanza, dear friends, tells us the poem starts with the speaker addressing Anne Gregory. So we need to understand that the person who opens the poem is a man. And therefore, in his counter attack, directly addresses that the man thinks in this way. The poem starts with the speaker addressing Anne Gregory. And the speaker says that her beautiful honey-colored hair can make any man fall in love with her. You see, the man has looked at the very outer appearance of a beautiful woman and starts appreciating. This love is not for Anne, but for her beautiful features. Sometimes, let me ask you a question, dear friend. When we fall in love, now falling in love is not exactly having an affair or you getting attracted towards someone. No, dear friends. Falling in love means when you really look at someone, there is an imprint created in your mind by the very look of that person. And this is what, dear friends, the author, perhaps the another speaker, is trying to ask Anne Gregory. I have fallen in love not because of you. I have fallen in love because you're this beautiful sight, beautiful face that you have, beautiful girls that you have. And Anne's gorgeous hair have been compared to walls, symbolizing outer beauty that prevents anyone from looking inside her soul. Now you see, her hair. Now this we do not know. The man either is appreciating her beauty from within her soul, or is he really charmed by her very look, by the hair. But still, Anne's wonderful hair has been compared to that walls. They hinder, they prevent. This beauty can capture any man's attention. so that he may never be able to look beyond that beauty and into Anne's character. You see? See, dear students, if you just, now you are young kids of 10th standard, let me ask you very, very open and bold and straightforward question. When you look at someone good looking, beautiful or handsome, automatically there are instruments. Okay, they start resounding. They start making noise in our heart. Why? Because at the very first sight, at the very first impression, we are taken up by the beauty of that person. This is what. You see? And the author is trying to say, the speaker is trying to say that once your countenance, once your face has been shown or has been, seen by a person, he would not like to go beyond. He will be taken up by your beauty. He will not try to see the real character of the person. The beauty can capture any man's attention so that he may never be able to look beyond that beauty and into Anne's character. Perhaps Anne can be 100% beautiful and Anne can be very good at her character too. But at the same time, dear friends, the beauty that she has and that particular beauty has captured the attention of the person. Now, the man is not going to go beyond. This is what makes the speaker believe that no man can love Anne for what she is without her beauty. And perhaps, dear friends, it's very true. We love people for something. We don't love people as they are. We don't love people with their characteristics. We love people by their look. We love people by their benefits. One can love her only for her beautiful yellow hair and her beauty. So when you feel tempted, you feel attracted, you and me should ask that question. Am I attracted just because the look is wonderful, capturing, mesmerizing, or it is because the person is genuine or having very good characters? Let us see what the second stanza is explained. In the second stanza, Anne replies to the speaker of the stanza, the first stanza. She says that what is visible from the outside is very superficial and not important. You see? Anne herself is aware of her own character, her own beauty, and she says, whatever that you can see, whatever is seen by you, perhaps it's unimportant. That is not important, dear friend. She gives an example of her beautiful hair, that she can change the color of her hair and dye them in black, brown, or carrot. Just like the color of hair is changeable, outer beauty of any kind changeable, hence and not true. You see. The man has fallen in love looking at the beauty of that woman, and the woman says, my dear man, the thing that you have fallen in love with, that is momentary, that can simply take you away. Love me if you want. See, wonderful, wonderful explanation given by and the reply given by the lady. Yes. She wants to tell the speaker that anyone falling in love with her must see the actual person behind the beauty. Do we really, friends? Do we really see, dear friends, what the beauty is? The beauty of character, the beauty of soul, the beauty of person himself or herself. But we see the beauty external and thinks that young men who fall in love with her must love her for what she is and not for her yellow hair. Anne has given very straightforward answer saying, if at all you love me, if at all you are attracted by my very face, Go beyond that. Try understanding my own nature, my own soul, which is so pure, so genuine, so beautiful, beyond this momentary beauty which can be changed, which is changeable, dear friends. Let us see what the third stanza is talking about. In the third and final stanza of the poem, the speaker replies to Anne's statement about love for internal and not external beauty. At first, dear friends, at first, however your pure relationship is, at first the person sees and feels and perceives that the person is moved just because looking at you, just because he or she has looked at your wonderful face and has fallen in love. Perhaps the people can also have judged you from your character, from the beauty of your soul. This is what. Now in clarification, now in justification, the speaker tells that, yes, dear lady, I haven't been attracted by your beauty externally. I have been attracted by your beauty looking at your characters. The speaker mentions an old religious man who announced that he has found a text in which it was written that only God is capable of looking beyond external beauty. You see, I, as a normal human being, may have failed in looking at your internal beauty, but that is also true that the scriptures told. The old sages have told that the beauty has been seen only, the internal beauty has only been seen by God. Here, speaker means that humans do not have the depth and understanding to look inside the soul of a person. Humans are always carried away by the shine and glitter of outer beauty, and they never care to know the person behind the beautiful appearance, which is said. Perhaps we also know what Shakespeare has told, that all glitter is not gold. But we normal human beings, we fail to see the real beauty of person. What are we doing? We get attracted by looking at the person externally. Therefore, the speaker concludes that only God can love Anne only for herself and not for her beauty. You see? Now, perhaps the poem has taught us a beautiful triangle, that how man loves you, how the earthly creature loves you, and how the celestial creature, that's so-called God, the unmoved mover, the supernatural element, God, philosophically and psychologically speaking, the superpower, the unmoved mover, and that is what can love you beyond your external beauty. Dear friends, the poetic devices that we have here, honey-colored ramparts, that is the metaphor used here. An alliteration in second stanza, and not your yellow hair. Your and yellow is the your consonant Y. Your sound has been repeated. And rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B, D, B. A, B, C, B, D, B. Yes, dear friends, so I hope you have understood what the poem is all about. William Butler Yeats has beautifully justified how a man, earthly man, looks at the beauty of woman and how God can see the beauty internally. Thank you very much, dear friends.